So, other than that, Ms. Lincoln, how was the play? Big U.S. Embassy opening in Jerusalem yesterday. Does anybody remember the president who was in charge when he promised to move the embassy to Jerusalem? Yeah, his name would be Bill Clinton. So 25 years after Bill Clinton made this promise, Donald Trump, in fact, fulfills on it. And what happens? Our allies and liberals and Democrats go apeshit. Liberal hypocrisy at its finest. So I get the Palestinians are bad, this and riots, and I don't care really what some of these people have to think. Britain's starting to get on my shit list. France, I could care less about. Once they start screaming death to Britain, death to France, and burning their flags and walking on them in the street, then I'll start to care what these guys think. Until then, shut your sucks. And oh, by the way, Iran also said what? We're about to release the names of all the politicians that took bribes from us to get this nuke deal done. I am frothing at the mouth for them to release this. I'm begging you, Iran, please do this. It's going to turn out that John Kerry and all these other limousine liberals took a shit pot of money from the Iranians to pass a crappy deal. This house of cards is a coming tumbling down, guys, which is going to increase volatility because once... I think we've walked in the kitchen with a candle and we've seen a couple roaches. When we turn the lights on in this kitchen, known as Washington and some of these other limousine liberal capitals, it's going to be disgusting. Okay, China data show a hint of slowdown while factories still hum. So we got some macroeconomic Chinese data last night. Let's take a look at it. Fixed asset investment, not good. Industrial production, a little bit better. Retail sales in China imploded. Not good news, especially when you hear our U.S. ambassador to China going, yeah, we told the Chinese, we gave them very specific requirements. And we're completely not even close on any of this. So what do I say about the market often, folks? The market only cares when it cares. Remember, a lot of this massive volatility, besides finding out Mark Zuckerberg's a piece of shit in here, was what? Trade war, potential trade war fears, trade war. And then Larry Kudlow gets hired away from CNBC to do what? To be Trump's Wall Street whisperer, to go out on the White House lawn and sit there and say, no, Mauro, everything's going to be okay. The adults will talk. Well, apparently the adults are talking. Steve Mnuchin went over there, and we didn't get shit done. The Chinese and the Americans are still very far apart. They can read the art of the deal just as good as Donald Trump can write it, and I think they're going to sit on their hands and be pretty tough negotiators with this, which means what? Stocks are going down. Folks, we've had an 8-day run in this market off of nothing. Well, actually, you know what? It was nothing. You see these 2 days underneath the 50-day moving average? Each one of these bounces off the 200-day moving average became less and less. This one was one of the biggest short squeezes I've seen in a while. Everybody and their mother, including my mother, was short at this 50-day moving average, saying, what's powering us? What would power us higher? Sell in May and go away? All the partying going on in the Hamptons? No. A lot of people short, got caught short, and have to buy these positions to close. And what happens to short squeezes, folks? They run out of airspeed. People cover their shorts, wake up, and then the market gives back. We did a great bear call spread just now in our primary live trade brief on the RUT. The RUT's going to roll over, or is rolling over. Why? Well, let's check out some of the macro data that came out today, folks. Core retail sales, swing and a miss. Regular retail sales, swing and a miss. Business inventory is a little better, clearing the shelves off. Empire State did a little bit better, but this is the big one for today, folks. Core and regular retail sales, not good. Tomorrow we're going to, and the NAHB, the National Association of House Builders, flat. Their sentiment is flat. Usually these folks are whistling zippity-doo-dah, man. Everything's going to be great in housing. What do we get tomorrow? Housing starts, the cap rate, industrial production, mortgage delinquencies, and some other macro data on Thursday, with the conference boards, leading index, and the Philly Fed. So, folks, and we're getting retail earnings throughout the weeks. And Amazon's taking it on the chin today. A lot of, Facebook's starting to come back to earth. I think there's a little bit of a sector rotation out of these FANGs, too. A little shaking off all the FANG fears. I told you the chickens were going to come home to roost in these stocks, and they're going to, especially Facebook. Not super bullish on Facebook. Here's another canary in the coal mine besides mixed economic data, potential trade war, and oh, by the way, war in the Middle East. Treasury, the 10-year, the last time I looked at it before I jumped on the air was 307. We are at we haven't been this high since 2011. What's that saying? People would rather be in treasuries than this stock market. That's another canary in the coal mine here, guys. So my strategic mindset once we got to here was bearish, and I am right. I think we're going to come back here and test the 50-day moving average. Okay? I don't think we're going to have some sort of turnaround after an 8-day run, folks. People, and with including a short squeeze here at the 50, people get tired, they take profits, and we're going to head back to the 50 here. If we smash it with any sort of airspeed to the downside, we'll see this 200-day moving average pretty soon. There's a lot of volatility in the world, folks. I get that North Korea, peace, love, and understanding's broken out, but the Middle East and bribes and war and the Iran deal, oil still hovering around 70, 71, potential trade war and weak macro data here in the United States, and a 10-year above 3. Not one thing in there did I say is bullish. And we had excellent Q1 earnings, folks. Excellent Q1 earnings, and what do we do? I think this is your excellent Q1 earnings back here, guys. We pulled forward this rally, I'm telling you. And also Mrs. Lincoln, Tesla, down another 3.5%, 4% today. People catching on fire, burning to death. 2 kids burned to death. 2 18-year-old kids last week burnt to death in right down the street from me in Fort Lauderdale Beach. And another dude in Utah, and CEO, or not CEO, a lot of people, 2 executives, high-level executives, 1 safety executive left Tesla over the weekend, and 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, they said they needed to borrow some more money. Anybody see a trend here with Tesla? It's an auto company that's trading like a tech company. It makes things that have 4 wheels and transport people, and some of the technology is killing people. Is that something you want to invest in? I said 3 months ago to buy disaster puts on Tesla. It's a $100 stock easily when this thing shakes out. The only way this thing gets saved is when, not if, Elon resigns or moves over to the role of chief booger eater or something. He doesn't have to leave the company, but he's not a good skipper, man. Neither is Mark Zuckerberg. Just because you're a good entrepreneur, Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Cook, Elon Musk, great ideas, man, in a dorm room, on a whiteboard, had a garage, for Christ's sake, with Apple. Great ideas. Great idea, people don't necessarily make good skippers or good commanding officers or CEOs. Learn that, folks. Don't just look up Jerry Yang at Yahoo. So, all right, guys, I got to get running. Good trading today. I had a good time in our primary live trade brief, and I'll see many of you tomorrow for our accelerated live trade brief at 1 o'clock Eastern. And make sure you go to BocaTradersConference.com and grab your slot for our June 30th conference. We also added you can grab a seat for the conference and then bring you and your significant other to the VIP reception. So that's on here as well. Okay? So have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless. We'll see you.